You've been trading for 8 months now. Your account started at $3,000. It hit $4,200 in week 3. You felt invincible. Then it crashed to $1,800. You deposited another $1,000. Got back to $3,500. Then another brutal week knocked you down to $2,100. And last night at 2 in the morning, you couldn't sleep. Again. You lay there doing the math in your head. How much have you lost? How much time have you wasted? How many more times can you tell yourself it's going to click? Right now, you're sitting at your desk. MetaTrader is open. Your strategy document is open. Your trading journal is open. And you're just staring. Not at the charts. Not at anything specific. Just staring. There's no anger left. That burned out weeks ago. There's no excitement. That died after the third account spike and crash. There's just this heavy, quiet exhaustion that sits in your chest like a stone. The thought creeps in slowly, almost gently. Maybe I'm just not built for this. Maybe some people have it and some people don't. Maybe I've given it a fair shot, and it's time to accept reality. Your mouse hovers over the X button. You don't click it yet. But for the first time, quitting doesn't feel like giving up. It feels like finally being honest with yourself. It feels like relief. You know that feeling? When walking away suddenly seems like the smartest, most mature decision you could make? When staying feels like delusional stubbornness, and quitting feels like wisdom. This exact scene plays out thousands of times every single week. Different countries, different trading styles, different account sizes, but the same moment, the moment right before they quit. And here's what makes it absolutely tragic. Most of them are about to walk away at the worst possible time. They think they're at the end of a failed journey. They're actually standing in the middle of a successful one. There's research on this. Studies tracking thousands of retail traders over multiple years. 90% quit within their first year. But the ones who make it past 18 months, their success rate jumps to over 50%. Let that sink in for a second. Over half of the traders who simply refuse to quit in that first year and a half eventually become profitable. But here's what most traders don't realize. The reason you're struggling right now isn't because you're bad at trading. It's because your brain is doing exactly what it evolved to do. And that's the problem. Your brain evolved over millions of years to do one thing above all else. Keep you alive in a dangerous world. And in that world, pain meant danger. Touch fire? Stop immediately. Get attacked? Run. Feel distress? Avoid the source. This system kept your ancestors alive on the African savanna, but it's destroying you as a trader. Here's what's really happening inside your skull when you take a loss. Researchers at MIT studied traders during live market sessions and found something remarkable. When traders experienced financial losses, their bodies responded exactly the same way they would if they were about to get into a physical fight. Heart rate spiking, cortisol flooding the bloodstream, the entire threat detection system firing at full capacity. Your brain literally cannot tell the difference between a $500 trading loss and a predator attack. Same chemicals, same panic, same ancient survival response screaming at you to escape. And here's where it gets worse. That discomfort you're feeling right now, that sense that something is wrong, that you should stop, it's not evidence you're failing. It's evidence you're growing. Think about when you first started trading. You'd jump into trades on impulse. No plan, pure gut feeling. That felt comfortable, natural, and easy. Your brain loves immediate action and quick rewards. It's designed for that. But now you're trying to trade with discipline, following rules, waiting for setups, taking fewer trades, letting winners run instead of grabbing quick profits. It feels uncomfortable, wrong, unnatural. like you're fighting against yourself with every decision. Most traders interpret this discomfort as a sign they're on the wrong path. They think if they were good at this, it wouldn't feel so hard. But that's completely backwards. What feels right early on, that impulsive trading, that emotional decision making, that's what destroys accounts. What feels wrong early on, that painful discipline, that's what builds consistency. Your feelings are the worst possible indicator of progress. This is where most traders make the fatal mistake. They quit right when their brain is being rewired. Right when the new patterns are starting to take hold. Right when the disciplined approach is about to become automatic instead of agonizing. They abort the entire process inches before completion because their brain convinced them that discomfort equals failure. It doesn't. Discomfort equals change. And change is exactly what you need. Let's talk about what actually happens when you quit at month 6 versus month 18. The numbers tell a story most traders never see. Say you've lost $3,000 over 6 months. 800 hours invested. That's negative $3.75 per hour. Painful, yes. But here's what you don't see. The trader who makes it to month 18, they lost $5,000 total. But in months 12 through 18, they started hitting consistency. They made back $2,000, and now they're profitable every month. You didn't just lose $3,000 by quitting early. You lost the $50,000 you would have made in year 2, the $200,000 you would have made in year 5. You paid full tuition and walked out before graduation. But the financial cost isn't even the worst part. Watch what happens to most traders in that critical period between month 4 and month 10. They feel the discomfort we just talked about. That discomfort creates doubt. Maybe the system doesn't work. Maybe I need a different approach. So they start tweaking, testing new indicators, trying different time frames. They stop following their original plan consistently. And guess what happens? Results get worse. Now they're not just uncomfortable, they're actually failing. And their brain says, "See, I told you something was wrong." This confirms the doubt. They quit with full conviction, never realizing they destroyed their own evidence. They stopped trading their system right when it needed time to prove itself, got terrible results from inconsistent execution, then blamed the original system for their inconsistent results. See the trap? They tested one thing, failed at a different thing, and blamed the original thing. Here's the brutal truth about timelines. SMB Capital, one of the most respected proprietary trading firms in the world, expects 18 to 24 months minimum before a trader becomes consistently profitable. Jane Street, 2 to 3 years. These are professional firms with professional training. But retail traders expect profitability in 3 months. When it doesn't happen, they think they're failing. They're not failing. They're on the normal timeline. They just don't know it because every trading guru on YouTube shows you the winning months, never the 18 months of grinding. That came first. But there's a way out. And it starts with understanding that breakthrough isn't a moment. It's a process. And that process has a timeline that nobody talks about. Here's what separates the 10% who make it from the 90% who quit. It's not talent. It's not capital. It's not some secret indicator. It's one thing. They redefine what success looks like during the struggle phase. Instead of measuring success by profit, they track milestones. Month 1 through 6, the only metric that matters is this. Did I follow my rules 80% of the time or better? I did not make money. Did I execute with consistency? Month 6 through 12. Are my losses getting smaller? I am not profitable yet. Are my mistakes less expensive than they were 3 months ago? Month 12 through 18. Am I recognizing setups faster? Am I executing with less hesitation? I am not rich yet. Am I developing the pattern recognition that separates professionals from amateurs? This works for two reasons. First, it removes the emotional volatility. You're no longer riding the profit and loss roller coaster every day. You're tracking behavioral consistency, which you actually control. Second, it aligns your expectations with reality. Professional trading firms use this exact model. They don't expect profit in month 3. They expect rule following. They know profit comes later, automatically, if the process is correct. Winners don't measure different results in month 6. They measure different things. Amateurs optimize for outcomes they cannot control. Professionals optimize for behaviors they can. But what if you're 18 months in and still not profitable? Then you're measuring the wrong things, or you're system hopping. Most traders who fail at 18 months aren't following one system consistently. They're trying something new every 6 weeks. If you've genuinely executed one approach with proper risk management for 18 months and seen zero behavioral improvement, then yes, change systems. But 95% of traders never make it 18 months on one approach. What if you can't afford to lose money for 18 months? Then you can't afford to trade yet. This is the harsh truth nobody wants to hear. If you need profits in month 3, you're trading with money you cannot afford to lose. That financial pressure will destroy your psychology and guarantee failure. You've already paid the cost of the first 6 months, the losses, the stress, the learning. Don't let that be a sunk cost. Let it be an investment that's about to compound. The market doesn't reward the smartest or the luckiest. It rewards the ones who refuse to quit before the process completes. And that process has a timeline whether you like it or not.